The sun was just beginning to set over the bustling streets of Los Angeles, casting long shadows on the pavement. Jenna, a spirited 19-year-old vlogger with a keen eye for drama, grinned as she adjusted her phone on the small tripod. Her channel, Life Exposed, thrived on juicy content and viral stories. Today, she had something big, a supposed sighting of Keanu Reeves living in a shabby little apartment on the outskirts of downtown. No luxury cars, no entourage, just a beat-up old truck parked out front. Jenna couldn't believe it. A superstar like Keanu, living like this? It had to be fake, and she was determined to expose the truth. She waited across the street, pretending to chat on her phone while the camera stayed focused on the doorway. Her pulse raced when the door creaked open, and there he was, Keanu himself, wearing a worn-out leather jacket and carrying a bag of groceries. He looked nothing like the movie star she'd imagined, more like an ordinary guy trying to make it through the day. Jenna smirked, whispering to her audience, "This can't be real. Either he's lost everything, or he's hiding something. Let's find out." As Keanu loaded his groceries into the truck, Jenna casually approached, phone in hand. "Excuse me," she called out, flashing her most innocent smile. "Are you Keanu Reeves?" Keanu turned, surprised but polite. "Yeah," he replied, his voice calm and unassuming. "Can I help you with something?" Jenna giggled, trying to act casual. "Oh my God, I'm a huge fan. I just didn't expect to see you here. You live around here." Keanu hesitated, clearly not used to being confronted like this. "Yeah, just around the corner. It's a quiet spot." Jenna raised an eyebrow, feigning curiosity. "Wow, didn't expect a big star like you to be living, well, like this. No mansion? No flashy cars?" He gave her a faint smile. "I like it simple, peaceful. Not everything's about the glamour, you know." As he spoke, Jenna's mind raced. This wasn't what she expected at all. No attitude, no arrogance. Just a humble guy living his life. But her followers craved drama, not simplicity. She needed more. Something controversial, something that would make headlines. "Mind if I take a quick video?" she asked sweetly, knowing she was already recording. "Just to show how down-to-earth you are?" Keanu looked hesitant, but nodded. "Sure, just keep it respectful, okay?" Jenna flashed him a thumbs up and hit the live button, making sure her viewers saw every detail. "Guys, you're not gonna believe this. I just ran into Keanu Reeves, living in a tiny rundown apartment with no security, no luxury. Is this the real Keanu, or is he hiding something? Drop your thoughts in the comments." Keanu didn't seem to mind at first, but Jenna's words lingered in his mind as he climbed into his truck and drove off. Jenna glanced at the screen. Thousands of live viewers already, comments pouring in. Some were amazed by his humility, while others speculated about his finances, questioning whether he was secretly broke. Jenna smirked. This was gold. She knew this would blow up. But as she scrolled through the comments, one caught her eye. A user claiming to know the real reason Keanu lived this way. Before she could read more, her phone buzzed with notifications. Other vloggers had started picking up her stream, spinning their own theories. Jenna grinned, thrilled at the chaos she'd stirred up. Little did she know, the truth was far deeper and more shocking than she could ever imagine. A few hours passed, and Jenna's video was already trending. She couldn't stop refreshing her phone as comments and reactions poured in. Some people praised Keanu for his humble lifestyle, while others mocked him, speculating about bad investments or hidden debts. Jenna couldn't help but feel a rush of excitement. This was exactly the kind of controversy she needed to boost her channel. But just as she was about to go live again to address the rumors, a notification popped up on her screen. It was from a fellow vlogger named Mike, known for digging up real dirt on celebrities. He had reposted her video with his own commentary, claiming to have insider information. Curious, Jenna clicked on it. "People think Keanu Reeves is broke," Mike sneered into the camera, You all have no idea what's really going on. I did some digging, and it turns out that rundown apartment isn't even his. He's been secretly helping out a local community here for years, buying groceries, paying medical bills, fixing up homes. That truck? It's not even his. He borrowed it from an old mechanic who couldn't afford repairs. Keanu's been covering his bills and keeping his shop open. He's living like them, because he's one of them, helping without ever making it public. Jenna's stomach twisted. She hadn't seen that coming. The comments were already flipping. People were furious at her for trying to paint Keanu as a fallen star. Some accused her of exploiting his kindness for clout. Heart pounding, she tried to process what she had just heard. Was it true? Could Keanu really be living such a simple life just to help people around him? Desperate to know the truth, Jenna grabbed her camera and rushed back to the neighborhood. As she arrived, she noticed a small crowd gathered outside the apartment complex. Neighbors, kids, even a few elderly residents. They were talking excitedly about Keanu, praising him for his generosity and kindness. One old man, leaning on his cane, noticed Jenna and shook his head disapprovingly. "You're that girl who made that video," he said, his voice firm but calm. "You have no idea what you've done. Keanu's been helping this community for years, quietly, without any fanfare. When my granddaughter was sick, he paid for her surgery. When Mrs. Lopez's roof collapsed, he showed up with contractors and paid every penny. He never wanted credit, and you just exposed his safe space." Jenna's hands trembled as guilt washed over her. She wanted to explain, to apologize, but words failed her. Just then, Keanu appeared from the building, looking as calm as ever despite the commotion. He greeted the neighbors, giving Jenna a small nod as he walked past her. Unsure whether to follow or leave, Jenna hesitated, but Keanu paused and glanced back at her. "You know," he said quietly, "helping others doesn't need to be a spectacle. Sometimes the real kindness is in the silence." Jenna swallowed hard, feeling the sting of his words. She watched as he helped an elderly woman carry groceries into her apartment, completely unbothered by the chaos unfolding around him. The reality of what she had done hit her full force. She had betrayed a good man's privacy for views, and now everyone knew about his selfless acts, something he clearly wanted to keep hidden. As the guilt gnawed at her, Jenna knew she had to do something to make it right. But how could she undo the damage when the internet was already ablaze with speculation and opinions? Jenna couldn't sleep that night. Her mind raced with guilt and regret as she read through the endless comments condemning her actions. She knew she had to make things right, but she had no idea how. As she scrolled through her phone, one particular message caught her eye. It was from Mike, the vlogger who had exposed the truth. "You messed up big time," the message read. "But if you're serious about fixing this, meet me tomorrow at the diner on 5th. The next morning, Jenna hesitated before heading out, unsure if meeting Mike was the right move. But she couldn't just sit around doing nothing. When she arrived at the diner, Mike was already waiting for her, tapping away on his laptop. He didn't bother looking up as she slid into the seat across from him. "You really screwed up," he said bluntly. "But I don't think you're a bad person, just desperate for views. That neighborhood means everything to Keanu. It's his way of staying grounded, away from the spotlight. You put that all at risk." Jenna lowered her gaze, unable to deny it. "I didn't know. I just thought it would be an interesting story. I never meant to hurt him." Mike sighed and finally looked at her. "There's one way to make it right. A live apology on your biggest platform. Admit your mistake, take down the original video, and encourage people to respect Keanu's privacy. I'll back you up with my audience. We can steer the narrative away from the gossip." Jenna hesitated, but deep down, she knew it was the only way. She agreed, and, with Mike's help, planned out her apology. A few hours later, she set up her live stream, her heart pounding as viewers flooded in. Taking a deep breath, she began. "I owe you all an apology," Jenna said, her voice shaky but sincere. "I made a terrible mistake by filming and exposing Keanu Reeves' private life without understanding the real story. I was wrong, and I deeply regret it. Keanu has been helping that community selflessly for years, and I exploited his kindness for my own gain. I'm truly sorry." Mike joined in from his own stream, backing her up. Jenna's acknowledging her mistake, and it takes guts to admit when you're wrong. Let's focus on showing support to Keanu and respecting his wish to keep his good deeds private. As the stream continued, Jenna noticed the comments slowly shifting. Some people praised her for owning up, while others still criticized her. But at least the hate seemed to be dying down. After the stream ended, Jenna took down the original video and posted a statement apologizing for her actions. Just as she was about to turn off her phone, a notification popped up. An unexpected message from Keanu himself. Heart pounding, she opened it, half expecting an angry response. Instead, it was simple and calm. "Sometimes the truth hurts before it heals. You did the right thing by apologizing. Just remember, kindness doesn't need a stage." Relief washed over her as she realized Keanu wasn't holding a grudge. But Jenna knew that earning back people's trust would take time. Determined to use her platform for good, she decided to dedicate her next few videos to sharing real stories of kindness and selflessness, without exploiting anyone's privacy. Days turned into weeks, and Jenna found herself on a new path, one focused on highlighting stories of kindness and community support without invading anyone's privacy. She collaborated with local charities, featured volunteers making a difference, and even started a fundraiser for the neighborhood where Keanu lived, hoping to help maintain the community without drawing unnecessary attention to him. Her audience slowly grew to respect her new content, and while some viewers still brought up her past mistake, many praised her for changing her approach. One evening, as Jenna wrapped up editing a new video, her phone buzzed with an unexpected call. It was Mike. "Check your inbox," he said without much context, sounding oddly upbeat. Curious, Jenna opened her email and found a video link titled "An Unexpected Visitor." Clicking on it, she couldn't believe her eyes. It was a video from Keanu himself. He was standing in front of the mechanic's shop, wearing his usual humble attire, speaking directly to the camera. "I've heard about the positive change you're making, Jenna," Keanu said with a faint smile. "It takes courage to admit mistakes, and even more to learn from them. I respect that. I also saw the fundraiser for the community. I'm grateful for your effort to make things right. Keep doing good, and remember that sincerity speaks louder than words." Jenna's eyes filled with tears as she replayed the video over and over. She couldn't believe that Keanu not only acknowledged her, but appreciated her growth. It was as if a weight had been lifted from her shoulders, and the validation from someone like him meant more than she could ever express. The next day, Jenna shared Keanu's message with her audience, making it clear that it wasn't about gaining sympathy, but about sharing the lesson she had learned. The response was overwhelmingly positive, and her subscribers praised her for being transparent and committed to positive change. Months later, Jenna found herself invited to a community event where Keanu was volunteering alongside the residents. Nervously, she approached him, unsure of what to say. But Keanu greeted her with a warm, understanding smile. "You did good," he said simply, patting her shoulder. "People make mistakes. It's how you fix them that counts." Jenna couldn't hold back her gratitude. "Thank you for everything. I'll never forget this." Keanu just chuckled softly. "Just keep being better. That's all that matters." As the event went on, Jenna helped serve food and listened to stories from the residents, realizing that she had become part of something much bigger than herself. And as she glanced at Keanu, chatting with the neighborhood kids, she knew that the real story wasn't about exposing someone's life, but about learning how to respect it. From that day forward, Jenna dedicated her platform to promoting positivity, sharing stories that made a difference without crossing boundaries. And while her mistake would never truly be forgotten, it became the turning point that shaped her into a more thoughtful and responsible storyteller.